Now the next problem you might involve or might encounter is that with the elbow itself, have a look around here, the elbow will be too high to where I want the tap to go. So in order to get over that, we've got to chop a bit off this elbow so it moves down closer to the inner pot. So it just involves getting the angle grinder out, cutting that part off, and it will sit quite nicely on that. The bottom of that, when the hole's drilled, just goes into a through deck fitting, so then that screws up. You can see that, so that screws onto there, and it should provide just about enough height. I've done enough of these to know that it will work. More later. Right, what I've done now is, as I said, I've had to grind off the bottom part of this elbow. As you can see, it looks totally different to this bit. I've just taken the collar off, but I've left just enough thread in there so that the through deck fitting can be threaded in quite nicely. Now the next step is to actually cut this down so it's of a suitable height to go in here, so that when that is pressed against that, you can screw that in, seal it all up, and then the next stage after that is for me to cut this rod, stainless steel tube, and put a thread on that, so then that will then go into the back of the tap. So that'd be like that, thread into there, the tap will be through this hole through there, and I should have a nice bottom drain. More later on. Right, small update. I've cut the through deck fitting down, so as you can see, that's what you're aiming for, is a nice shallow elbow with the screw deck fitting in it. This part here is just the other end of the through deck fitting. I normally just keep those, they come in handy for spare nipples. So what I've got to do now is to cut this piece of pipe down, thread another thread onto that end, then that will screw into there, and then this end, as I said before, if I get the tap, it's rather awkward, that thread onto there, and then you should have quite a nice bottom drain out of that outfit. So back again later. Right, making holes in stainless steel. What I normally do is use the starlight bit. That's for my pilot hole, and then I will get a step drill and drill out the hole from that. So as you can see, nice hole there, slightly off centre, but what this does enable me to do is when I get the hole cutter, which is one of those, that one's too big, but this one I'm going to use, it enables you to have a little bit of wiggle room in the hole so you can get it more on centre if you need to. That goes through there, and then you just got a nice hole, which that will come out more later. Right, a bit more progress since last time. I've made the hole through the side of the pot. The pot is obviously upside down at the moment. I've threaded, see like that, I've threaded a piece of tube, so that goes into the elbow which I cut down earlier on, and this is for the tap end. You've got the fitting that I've cut down, the through deck fitting, so then this will obviously come up through the bottom and will screw into that elbow there. This elbow goes through there like so. So I can get a better picture of this. So through deck fitting comes up through the pot. It then screws, through deck fitting comes up through the pot. It then screws into the elbow. and it's sealed and everything else. And then this, obviously, sorry for the video skills, this comes out through the side of the pot, and then the tap itself is screwed onto there. I've got to clean up everything before I do that, and I just may just slightly extend this hole downwards there, so I give myself a little bit more room with the actual tap fitting itself. So that's all the hard work done anyway, and then it's just a matter of cleaning everything else up, sealing it and putting it all back together again basically. For the holes I use the bog standard cutters, and I mean that's what it does to the piece of stainless steel when it comes out the other side with a Q-Max cutter. That one is a 21mm Q-Max cutter. You can use 20mm, but I prefer a little bit more wiggle room with the 20mm. So that's about it for today, and I'll see you next time. Right, just before I finish up today, I thought I would show you the dry fit stage. That's inside. There's the bottom through deck fitting. Offset, obviously I didn't want it in the centre. Here's a tap on the outside. So all I've got to do is seal it all up and make sure it's all worked tight. Now, some of you might be asking why I've gone for a sanitary fitting on that, and the answer is, well, you may or may not know what one of these is, but that is a Valentine's arm. Very useful for sparging. Basically, this fits onto there, and then depending on where your work level is inside, you angle this, and it enables the wort inside to be controlled to a level that you want it at, so you don't suck dry it on the grain bed. Now, for a false bottom, you might have noticed over here, I've got a Blickman bottom. Bit of a mouthful, that one. So that goes in there, and if you can sort of see, the holes line up. Now you want, because this is for a side entry tap, the normal Blickmans. So what I've done, or what I will do, is just make up a small little washer for that, so it becomes another button, but that's on a different project. It is also worth mentioning that I've had to grind down the diameter of the Blickman in order to get a seal. The Blickman, when I bought it, Blickman false bottom, when I bought it, the diameter was too large, so it wouldn't actually fit in the mash tun itself. But I've got a heavy duty seal which will go around the outside, and that provides a nice tight seal for it. So until later, I've sealed it all up, and I'll give you a working example complete with the Blickman false bottom and the sparge arm, and we'll see how it works. So until later, goodbye.